by words. The yes is really through my heart. I feel it in my heart and I say yes. It's like a multi-dimensional yes. We don't know that when we say yes the first time, but afterwards we can experience that. The fire is the element in which we enter the room, and now after 2 years, I don't connect with fears anymore. We have fears because, well, it's part of being a human being. But for me, the fire is the passion, is connecting with the passion, connecting with that first fire that starts in you, and the passion to be part of something that you really, really want to include in your life, the passion to transform yourself in the tribe, not alone in your house, but with other people, the passion to go through your limitations with the tools that the loom brings you, being able to accept the reflection that you get from people, being able to acknowledge and recognize that in you and letting go of that. And that is, for me, that is a passion more than fear. So when I connect to fire, for me, it's like connect to that passion. And then the fire is very, in a way, the loom is very simple because I never talk about commitments. I talk about tools of empowerment. Each element has tools that allow you to empower yourself. And that is exactly what the loom proposes. It's a trip of empowerment towards the water, towards really feeling how much you deserve everything that you have, will have, want to have, everything that you are in your life. So for me, the trip is extremely important. I've lost it. The tools that we have in fire are two. One, first tool, and if you kind of look at it that way, is extremely practical. First tool, well, three tools. Yes, the yes is a yes to the loom, but it is a yes to me, to myself, to my deserving, to my abundance, to my transformation. Second tool, the letter. Immediately after I say yes, I write the letter. If I have the money to enter the loom without having to attract it magically from the universe, fine. But I still write the letter because the letter is the message that I'm going to send the universe, that I'm entering this sacred space and that I'm going to transform and that I'm going to travel with everybody in that transformation trip. So the letter is an action of, it's psychomagical action. We do it, we put it down, we write it down and we sign it. And that is the information sent to the universe. If you don't have the money, that is the way you are going to attract the money, because most people don't have, I don't know, 1,200 euros under their bed. Most people, they just have to attract it, yeah? So the letter has that function. So letter, fundamental that you write it as soon as you give the yes, because it's the coherence that you bring to your yes, to your heart. I say yes, I felt it, I say yes, I write the letter. And the second one is to give the gift to if you have the gift, to really be impeccable with that and just give it straight away. Because the way you feel when you give a gift is amazing. I mean, you have to feel that experience. Yeah, you have to go through that experience. What is happening when we give the gift? We reconnect with the wisdom of nature. The same way nature gives us everything we have, everything we need in our life to live, we receive it freely from nature. Obviously, in our developed societies, we go to the supermarket and all that stuff. But really, if we go down to the basis, everything comes from nature. So when you give the gift, you reconnect with the abundance that Mother Nature gives us all the time. And you give the gift with love. It's important that we do that action with consciousness. We don't just give the gift, oh my God, I have to give. We don't have to feel pushed into doing it. The yes is a yes to, I've said it's a multidimensional yes. So we really have to get in touch with our consciousness to say, okay, I am entering this sacred space and I give this gift with love. If I don't give this gift with love, then I have lost to look into myself, to see why I don't give with love, and then it's a whole trip inwards. But the gift, the same way we get it from nature. Nature gives it with so much love, regardless of what we do. We get it, yeah. So it's the same principle, and the fire also is in fire. Well, I've been blowing and inviting in fire when I really feel that I'm part of something amazing. So I already open up that element in me. When I do it really in aligning myself with where I want to be and how I want to do it and what I want to get and what I want to give. When I'm aligned, thought, feelings, consciousness, actions, everything is kind of very, very easy. And it's the proposal. The proposal is that we are not just, we are weaving for dreams, that's for sure, because people who fulfill their dreams are happier, and a planet with happier people is a better space where to live. But we also are creating a new economic system, and that's very important that we are aware of that. And that is a huge responsibility, because getting to the water and really receiving your 8 gifts has nothing to do with having the money and weaving impeccably through the elements. You must transform. I've seen people, business people who've entered the loom and they didn't transform through the loom. They were already in a position where they felt they had acquired everything because they had money, they had economic power. But weaving is not about that. Weaving is about getting people together, opening ourselves to transform, and really doing it, to open up to the you that you really are, not socially accepted, not politically correct, but the divine you. So that is a proposal that through the fire, that portal that we enter, we say yes to. So I find that element beautiful. I love it. And I'm really happy to be here. I hope to have inspired you with my fire. And I keep quiet because it's now gone. Sorry, I speak a lot. I get really motivated.
I sent you a request, Penelope, to open your audio. And I changed the settings so we can unmute ourselves.
Okay, great. Well, it's just really just to pass it on. Yeah, I don't know how everybody's feeling, but it's amazing. The mandala movement is one that transcends this kind of mind thinking, of which the majority of us live in most of the day, most of the night. Unfortunately, in this, if we are living in the Western world, or even if we're not living in the Western world, we're living with Western systems. And unfortunately, my experience, it feels like it's selective and general oppression or repression. So there's always a sense of loss, you know. Anyway, I would love to share the next speaker. And I have a feeling, and really big thanks to also, well, obviously Beatriz. Wow. I'm not going to be able to talk really because I'm just so overwhelmed with, wow, this is amazing. And as well, Luna, what she shared. And no, Julia, thank you so much for taking over the tech and over this. So thank God somebody knows what they're doing. And thank you all for being here. Time is precious. So the next speaker is, I don't see her. I don't see the next speaker, but what I can say is I asked if you were a spark to put your hand up. I noticed there was one hand that came up, and I don't think I see that person here anymore. It was a Francie. Yeah, Francie's gone. That's a shame. But
Francie's
anyway,
actually.
hopefully got the nutrition before she left.
I'm here.
Oh, good girl. If you're a girl, well,
Yeah,
yay. Because I don't see the next speaker, I'm just wondering, as somebody who is still like as a spark, you know, are there any questions coming up for you? No promise that we can answer them, but at least if you want to share any questions that's coming up, that's burning inside of you, small chance.
No, I'm
now.
just very stimulated by what the last speaker shared about just, and the last two speakers about the just the different world view on abundance. It's really, really interesting to me. I've learned a lot about the loom through Corbin. She's been sharing a lot about it with me. So this is my first experience with being on a call, though. I really am enjoying it. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I guess we all remember being in that place of, well, not in this place because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have a big open universal Zoom to come to, you know, just by myself in the room of my own mind, which is not a good place to be sometimes, especially with lockdown. But it's true, it is the language of the heart, or even the heart is even too restrictive a word. And yeah, I guess since I don't see the next speaker, I could share, if I'm not blocking somebody else that needs to happen, my story about how I got into the loom. I just wanted to be really short. And basically, I'm not a thinking person, so I didn't think much about it. I just felt it, and it just felt like, just the right thing right now. Wow, that's amazing. And she didn't mean to invite me. It was just an accident, my water woman. And then as I thought about, I took everything literally. That's the person I am. I take everything literally. And I thought, wow, who would I really love to give this amazing opportunity and gift to? And I thought, my daughter. So my daughter is 25. And as I learned, she's very different from me. And, you know, the first thing she's like, Mom, have you Googled this? You know, and it was like, oh yeah, it's a good idea. And I realized I'm probably quite irresponsible now, haven't I? Okay. I had some savings, you see, which I don't touch. They were for paying back something that I took a long time to pay back. And it's like, when she looked it up, she sent me so many messages about how it's unsustainable and unethical. And I mean, bless her, she drew, you know, the charts out of how she thought it was like a pyramid scheme. And I looked at it openly, and I was sharing it on the new mandala I had joined, and said, hey, what about this? You know, is it a pyramid scheme? And I was asking all these in the main chat. So I learned, like, we don't bring that kind of doubting negativity in. And for me, it was like, but I'm not doubting it. And I don't feel negative, but my daughter is, but I just want to know. So even within that, I had to feel the fire of like, I feel like I'm being, in a way, like, you know, don't do that here. And I felt like, hey, if it's so cool, then we don't have, you know, is there something to hide, like, or you don't talk about it or what? You know, and I realized the choice, right, in a way. At that point, it was like a polarity. It was like, well, either I, speak up and say, well, I want to know about these things. It's my daughter. She's bringing up good points. I'm supposed to be the elder, and I know better. And or I go quiet and see, like, okay, for some reason they're saying we don't share this negative stuff on the Zoom and all this, and there's some rules here. I don't know. And I decided to take the second road. And I can't even fully say why, but it's not the easier road, because I think the easier road would have, in a way, I would hold hands with my ego to say, I want to be assertive. I'm not always able to be assertive, but maybe this time I can. But yeah, so when this opportunity came, I was already starting to burn this feeling inside of me of that I'm not assertive enough. And, it made me realize the gorgeous truth is we're just two different women with whatever our story is. I had a different story from her, and there's nothing wrong with it. And her story, there's nothing wrong with it. It's amazing. And I can allow that. So I can allow that. This in the Joker in me says, yes, all the meditation paid off. When you meditate, you see triggering thoughts, maybe like, I'm just doing this to look cool or whatever. And you just, oh, that's a nice thought. Just let it go by. So like that, I saw the whole thing play out between me and my daughter. And I thought, look, the most important thing is I just say, look, I still love you. I'm always going to love you. And you can hate me or whatever, but I'm going to love you anyway. And I feel like this is the right thing. And then she was able to say to me, don't be stupid, Mom. Of course, I'm always going to love you, but don't put all your money in it. So that was her advice. Well, not advice, but her suggestion and her request. She said, please don't put all that savings money in it. So yeah, I really wanted to, but I thought, okay, I will just do half. So then I'm kind of, doing my little bit. So anyway, that's my long story of how I began with the dream weaving. And just since then, just ran with it since then. And everything that Luna said and everything that Beatrice says, I agree with and I have experienced. So I would like to invite the next speaker to please make yourself known. Okay, I think I see somebody.
I can go ahead if nobody else is there, Penelope.
Who's that?
Julia.
Julia. Oh, that would be beautiful. Yes, please.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I hope there's not a lot of noise. Somebody is cutting the grass in the park right across my house, and they have this machine. Is that okay? Can you hear me well? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so I'm happy to be here. Fire is definitely an element that is in me. It's been in me all my life and sometimes causing a lot of trouble. So I would like to invite you to just breathe together 3 times through our mouths and really shake our bodies in a way that we can feel that element inside, because it lives within, it lives inside us. So if you want to just take a deep breath, like, and shake it, just shake your body. And just feel it, feel the sensation, feel how your body is starting to just move that energy around your whole body, and that is the fire. So if you can put your hands like this and put it in your solar plexus and push a little bit there, just enough to feel that place where it's actually a big, deep pulsation that you can feel clearly. Can you feel it? Sometimes it's actually painful because there's so much nerves, there's so much information that is right there in our solar plexus, the house of the fire in our bodies. So just feel it. Feel that. And then just let it go. Now you're in touch with your inner fire. So what I want to share with you today about this element is I really, because of my background in human design and shamanism, I really find myself into this whole journey of the loom. And I always find all this information so close to a shamanic journey. And the elements are there as facilitators. They're there for us to actually learn from them and also dive deep in them. So the first invitation is fire. And why is fire? For me, it's because it's this third chakra, is the solar plexus, is our second brain, is actually the intelligence of our body, is this place where the life force, our will force is there. Our will resides in this third chakra. And so that's why we feel this yes right there in our bodies. And then the invitation is not just to burn our fears. That's one side of this journey. But for me, I also see and constantly observe that the fire is also inviting us to learn the lesson of exactly what Penelope was describing so well in her story. Standing in the fire. Standing in that yes, that your mind cannot wrap around. Your mind is not going to explain it. Your mind is going to give you all the good reasons why you shouldn't be doing this. But your body keeps telling you, yes, 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 it's your will. And why is that we have that kind of paradox inside us when we get into the loom? And the fire is like, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, and give us the strength to keep going in the rest of the journey. Because this journey is deep. What we are doing here is deep transformation. I will even say at the cellular level, because we are learning through this journey not just how to align ourselves with our truth, but also we are exercising the muscle of being in that truth we are in the collective, and keep showing on and keep showing up and keep showing up no matter what, in truth, in integrity, in honesty. And we all know, if you have been for some time in this movement, you know that there's so many things that happen in the mandalas and all kind of situations, and we face all our shadows there too. So we face our light, but we also face our darkness. And what element is the one that can give us the strength to stay there in the middle of the fire and still say yes? Yes to the transformation, yes to this new world we know is possible. We know we are living in a model, in a system that is not fair, that is not aligned with the feminine principle of cooperation, that is actually damaging us, damaging our bodies, and damaging our planet. So that's the little change we are doing here, only that. So that's why we need the strength of the elements. And so I just invite you to stand in the fire and keep standing there and learn all the lessons you have to learn, to keep saying yes to you, because it's your birthright to say yes to who you are and to be truly who you are and to be seen and to be heard and to be accepted and loved and embraced. And that's what we are doing here in this movement. So that's all I have to share for today. Thank you so much. And I pass it on you, Penelope.
Wow, there's a lot of I didn't expect it to be so explosively accessible, I suppose. Well, I know there's a lot of juicy possibilities, but really bringing it into our bodies again, it's I love the earthiness of the fire. Actually, it's coming through. What Julia or Julia? You'll have to
It's
tell me.
okay. Julia is because it's in Espanol.
Julia, okay, thank you. Yeah, this and also Beatriz and Luna, it's really hitting me, the groundedness, and especially with Julia, this, shaking ourselves and connecting with the body, especially powerful, because in these kinds of movements, because of the nature of transforming spirit and soul, it can, you know, be a little bit ungrounded. So important and so great that we have within these elements the tools just right embedded in it, and it makes it very easy. But I think I'm not alone when I say when we enter, we may not have read anything about the dream weavers or, you know, had a look at anything. So it's all a little bit like all this stuff going on. I'm wondering if anybody would like to share something. Have I missed somebody who had something prepared to share? Because I don't see here.
Hi, my name is Tatiana. I would like to say short things. Well, I'm from Argentina. Right now, I'm living in Ireland. And when I started in the loom, it was a crazy system. And I said, why not? Everybody has a dream. You have a dream. I have a dream. So fight for your dreams. We are living in a system. The system is going to broke, sorry. So this is an invitation to share our new vision of a new and a different system where your dream can be true. Around you, you have sisters and you have friends, and keep the hand with your friend who invites you to stay here in the loom, because this is the real community where your dream is important, is very important. So fight for your dream. You are fire. You start in fire because you have a dream. Your dream can be, for example, buy a new car or pay a credit or a loan or just save money for a holiday. Doesn't matter. It's your dream. No, it's not a problem. It's a big dream or a small dream. It's yours. That is very important for us. So go ahead and stay here and spark and invite more people here in the looms. Thank you.
Ireland jersey on. It's a little bit different from the way we wear it here, but you know, it looks good. What am I going to say? So at this point, I'm wondering, I'm wondering, are there any questions, or are there any themes or, you know, questions that we promised we'd get to and we haven't yet spoken about? Or again, would anybody like to share? By the way, it's coming up to, I said 40 minutes because I know I have 40 minutes on the Zoom, but now wonderful Julia has taken over and she's able to extend the Zoom if we would like. So I just let you know now. I suppose this would be the intermission where you need the toilet or a drink, or if you need to leave, you can leave now. Or otherwise, the question that I just said a minute ago. If I'm speaking too fast, I hope I'm not, but let me know. I will mute my mic in case somebody wants to speak.
Well, hello, good day to all. I just want to say I'm an RT from Mexico in Mandala with many other cultures, Germany, Spain, and Scotland. So I remember that I was invited to the Zoom. Then I entered to another Zoom with another ID. It was an Italian Zoom. So I just say, and they say me, oh, welcome, it's okay, you are here. We are Italians and we not speak Spanish. But if you understand and feel it, you're welcome. Then was a person, a sister that speaks Spanish, and she just introduced me a little. but all the song was in Italian. So I felt it in my heart. So as they say, the key to stay there, we are in a lineage 1111. The the woman from the mandala say it was about about playing and transform the film not in slavery but in playing and in being like all this happened that this like when you wake in the morning and smell like a new day and it was like it was that kind of feeling in my heart so beautiful because I in Mexico I have two jobs and it's always like being so in job and so in my dreams at the same time. It's a beautiful learning to be outside in the world and to be inside with the hearts of people. So I just remember it. I said I will enter here because I see the clearness about just playing and being there, sharing, and it was like, oh it's beautiful. It's not about selling anything. It's about sharing and remind you being like with that power about hey I think you're all crazy but I am too and let's play with this and I just feel it now like I have a friend here in Mexico in Mexicali. It's very sunny in this it's your very sunny very hot and I see her in her house. I go and I just knock the door and she say, "Oh, who is?" And I feel like, oh, she's joking. "Oh, I'm Carlos, your friend." She said, "Wait a minute, I'm coming." Then she goes out and throws me a gallon of water, like the water, like fresh water, and it says to me, I know you are not gonna bother with that." And she gives me a hug, and it was like a joke. Then she goes out and knock the door and have a couplet for me with water. Then I throw the water. So I just want to share. I feel it like that in this mandala and very beautiful. And thank you. Hope we share another time. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Carlos, thank you very much for your warm heart. I don't know if I caught everything of your story, but I think I get the meaning just from the feelings that you're sending. Um, yeah, I bet there's lots of crazy stories and funny stories. And just a little thought. There was a question a little while ago about mandalas being mixed language or bilingual. And does that help or hinder the connection? And I think it's like there's so many different answers, you know. And with what Carlos said there, I feel like it's so poignant that we are all learning this tongue of the soul, you know, this language that transcends words and intellect. I don't know how many of you are into the Bible, but there is a story I know in the Bible for Whit Sunday where like, you know, Christ is risen and he's all like, wow, amazing. And, you know, his 12 best friends are all like, wow, what a buzz, you know. And then when he comes back amongst them, of course, the fear comes back as well. Maybe I'm not telling this exactly straight, okay? But this is what I remember from it. And it's like the fear of not knowing, the fear of attachment, the fear of expectation. And anyway, the symbolism of that day was that there was like fire on top of their heads. I didn't know I was going to say that before I said it, but these tongues, and it's like they suddenly understood every language in the world. Like they understood everything simultaneously. And some of the mystic Christians believe, oh, it's telepathy, or we buried all these spiritual abilities, with our materialism, and whether it's true or whether it's not true, it's like, yeah, this idea, I suppose, as a human being, we long for connection. That's what we're built for. That's why the potential of COVID has been that it has really caused us to examine how important is the connection for us. And of course, the funny side, like, I think God is always encouraging us to laugh at ourselves, but to say, like, well, actually, COVID did not affect me so much because I keep to myself anyway. Beatrice, are you leaving us? I'm talking too much again. I think we all will now, even better.
I have to
Beatrice,
go. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to share, to feel you, and enjoy your fire.
Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to ask Nolga now. Blessings to you on your way, Beatrice. And I'd like to bless Nolga to step into unmuting her mic and sharing something with us. Nolga is very special. She ignited me to get my ass over here and to do this. So, you know, nobody from my mandala is here, but that's okay. I feel the love, you know, challenging my own triggers with self-love, self-acceptance, pride, vanity. So now Nolga is going to speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Penelope, for holding this space. I feel so privileged, feel so blessed right now, because I got to, you know, I got to enjoy myself, and I got to receive all that that energy that I think that I was feeling thirsty of. Since I came to the movement, I never got to really understand what was fire all about. And now I realize that I actually been leaving it, and that little bit, those 2 days that I was in fire, um, they were they were they were just the beginning of something that I kind of maintained throughout the wing. So I actually, now I realize that I've been much more of fire than I went through my experience. I don't want to go very long, and you know, and get stumble with the words, but I wanted to share that a lot that I heard from Julia and from Beatrice, it really resonated with me very strongly. And I actually think that is that, you know, that sturdiness on fire that keeps you going and keeps you close to what really brought you here, what is moving you towards to your vision, more than the rewarding than the money itself. What is it beyond that? And that I think that I really got to um, I really got to the point, you know, where it starts and has a fire. Why fire? As the first element to kick off the journey. It was really nice. It was really beautiful to realize that, and I think that I still have a lot to digest from what I've heard since I came in. So I will stop here. I have a celebration next, because I just entered in a new mandala. I left the previous one. I learned what I had to learn in my previous mandala, and that was a very rich experience of strength and endurance as well. And now starting in a smaller group, it feels right. It feels so right, and it feels so inspiring, because these are women that are really connected with the earth. One of them wants to develop a project in permaculture, and the other one the water woman wants to build to plant a eatable forest. So I am so in love, because this all for sudden has been enabling, giving me the opportunity and allowing me to ground. And it feels just very inspiring, this start. Yes, I leave this with you. Thank you so much again, Vanellope, for holding this space. I feel really, really grateful for this and for see so many beautiful, beautiful faces and feel such a good energy in here. Yes, I leave you. That's all. Thank you so much. Thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you, Noga. Thank you. Great to connect outside of WhatsApp too. Look at me, God, from one robot world to another robot world. This is crazy. It feels like if everybody would share something, it would be just so rich. And in a way, it's perfect that we had aimed it to be just a short little 40-minute session. And so having said that, we are going to be wrapping up. So we're going to begin the goodbye by asking if there's somebody who would like to speak next.
I would
That
just, I would just like to
Go
say
on.
something.
Yeah,
Um,
go on.
I would just like to say thank you all so very much for your confidence and for sharing and for caring about the people who are entering into the Zoom as a fire. And yeah, I just really would like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're really inspiring, and the fact that you can speak on that type of level to people that you don't know is truly amazing. Thank you.
Well, I think Carrie Ann, I guess I don't want to be arrogant, but like if we're all here, it's not like I could say I'm the black sheep of the family. It doesn't mean that everybody here is like black sheep gang, you know. But I think that definitely when we open ourselves up to, I have the biggest respect, to be honest. I'm a little bit of a racist or prejudiced. When I meet somebody who looks like a banker, somebody who looks like living the mainstream life, I'm always a little bit inside like, wow, fair play, giving a chance to something that's a bit counter-cultural. To say like, I don't care what the name or the label is, but that sounds like that makes sense. My money was sitting in the bank, and I tried to choose the best bank, but they all seemed the same, and not really doing anything. We used to be lured into the bank because we get interest, but now we just get less and less money. So why not give it to a stranger? Hey, you know, this quality of trust in the world. Is this what I fear? Is this what I am ashamed of in front of the children, or is this something worth holding on to and worth practicing? Now, with that, I heard that Laura. Um, is that true, or was it a rumor? Because she was going to have something to say. I can't find her on my little. Aha!
Looking for?
I see you. Okay. So because of time, I'm not good with time. I would like to invite Laura Lina. I'm sorry, this is terrible. It's like you just arrive at the pub and it's like, you have to sing the next song now. But we're thinking of wrapping up the Zoom at our earliest convenience. We have a bit of time, but because it feels like we could all start talking. Actually, I think we all. I mean, this Thomas guest today and Daniela Salgado, you know, I'd love to hear their story, and also Francie the Spark. Like, there must be more questions now. But Lauralina, now that you showed up, I'm gonna put yourself on the hot spot if you don't mind sharing with us what's come up for you today, Russ.
Hi. So I'm a little bit out of the loop. I just did come in and I've only heard you speak right now. I thought the Zoom was at 1. Am I wrong? What happened? I mean, my 1, it says on the thing it's at my 1 and it's 1 now. So I might be really late, but a little bit confused.
No, Lauralina, I was confused too. This is Corbin speaking, and I did a lot of homework last night to get on at the right time, and then at the very last minute, it was like, no, it's an hour before that. So it actually started an hour ago. I wish I would have thought to reach out to you, but yeah, so it is.
So it is. Aww. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm super excited to see so many people here. It's all good. We're here. I do have, like, I made a bunch of notes that I wanted to share, but I feel like you probably went through everything. But I'm just gonna like ramble a little bit and catch my drift or do your thing because you've been here for a while. So I had said in the post that I was going to be speaking about overcoming resistance and realizing your full yes, and then letting the fire illuminate our dreams. I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit because I really feel like you guys truly just went through all these things. Overcoming resistance and realizing your full yes was a big one for me because that was a 7-year process for me. I was invited and I gave my yes 7 years later. Like it took me 7 years to like peel away all the layers, all the judgment, all the things. I had been invited originally by the person who I most admire in the world at a time that I was the most vulnerable. I had like just given birth to my child at home, and my midwife, who was like the goddess of my life at the moment and still and forever, she invited me, and it was really hard for me. I felt like offended in a way. So the process of really embracing that big yes to me is about being ready. Like there's not a lot of homework you can think linear in our linear brain that we need to do, but it's just like a really like your heart and your soul just needs to be ready. And if it's a little ready, like mine was just not ready at all. I was offended, I was judgy, I felt like people just wanted to steal money from me that I couldn't even imagine, like coming up with, because it was $5,000, coming up with $5,000 that I've never had in my life and just giving it to somebody. I was just like, what do you think of me, right? So it took me a long time to realize that there is nothing nowhere else that I would rather put my money, truly, than into this, into you, into everybody, right? Like you said, Penelope, about the banks, it was like, yeah, it took me 7 years to realize that, right? So, but here I am. And then when I was invited again, my life had completely changed a whole lot. And it was like a full explosive, like, what the fuck does exist? This is amazing. Like, this is what my heart just wanted, but didn't really know. Like, all the things were like, yes, 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 like a big celebration in my brain. So that was really cool. And I was only fired for a day because I came in and I was the last. 2 of us came in the same day and we were like the last. Okay, we have to close up soon, but I'm just gonna wrap it up now. So I was only fired for a day, and then I was wind for like 2 weeks, which is pretty fast, everything. And then I was earth for almost just like 6 months, and then I was water for a year, like almost a year. So every process is different. Absolutely every stage is different. And I would love to make myself available to answer any questions because I came late and we have to close up. Let me see. I made Julia the host. One at a time. I'm trying to see all the messages at the same time. Okay, just give me a clear, are we staying or are we going? And not through the chat.
I can
Affect my life, I'm sorry. Okay.
I can make somebody else host, but then you're gonna be in charge of the recording.
We can stop recording too.
I can do it. Yeah, I can change you. You want to be the host, Lauralina, so you can keep going? I have to go. I have a class. That's why.
Yeah, I can host, but I can't record because I'm on my phone. But I'm also okay not recording.
Okay, let me just.
I curse a lot, so it's better if we don't record.
Stop the record.